Dear students, this side Dr. Praveen Arora, and in my very first lecture on YouTube, I would be discussing about IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. Actually, the epicenter of this nomenclature is root word, and this root word, it tells you about the number of carbon in the principal chain. Now, what is principal chain? I would discuss with you later. Number of carbon in the principal chain, root word, right? For example, if there is one carbon in the organic compound, the root word would be meth. If there is 2 carbon, it would be eth. For 3 carbon, prop. 4 carbon, but. 5 carbon, pent. 6 carbon, hex, like that. Now, after root word, there is primary suffix. Primary suffix indicates whether the organic compound is saturated or unsaturated. Saturated means there is no double bond. Unsaturated means in the organic compound there is single bond, or there is double bond or triple bond, right? After primary suffix, there is secondary suffix. That would indicate, that would tell about the name of the functional group. Now, I would take a analogy. For example, I am Praveen Kumar Arora. So, the root word is Praveen, right? That would tell about my name. Then is primary suffix. The primary suffix of my name is Kumar. That is telling, that is indicating that I am male, right? Secondary suffix. Secondary suffix of my name is Arora. That indicates that that indicates my caste, that is I am Punjabi, right? In a similar manner, organic compounds are named. Root word. Root word tells you about the number of carbon in the principal chain. After root word, there is primary suffix, whether the compound is saturated or unsaturated. Then is secondary suffix, that would tell you about the functional group present in the compound. For example, if there is carboxylic group, C double bond O, OH, then the secondary suffix would be oic acid. That I would discuss in detail in my coming lectures. If the secondary suffix of the organic compound is ol, it means it is alcoholic compound. It possesses OH group in its principal chain. If there is C double bond OH, then the secondary suffix would be Al. Al would indicate that in the primary chain, in the principal chain, there is aldehydic functional group. Then is C double bond O, that is a ketone functional group. If the organic compound name is has secondary suffix on, it indicates that the principal chain has ketonic functional group, that is C double bond O. So, the root word, after root word there would be a primary suffix, after primary suffix there would be a secondary suffix. Root word would tell you about the number of carbon in the principal chain. How a principal chain is selected, that I will let you know in my coming lectures. Then is primary suffix. It would tell you about the nature of the compound regarding is it saturated or is it unsaturated. Secondary, in saturated compound, all carbon has single bonds. But in unsaturated, if there is a single carbon which has double bond, then it would be known as unsaturated compound. Then after primary suffix, there would be a secondary suffix that would tell you about the functional group present in the principal chain, right? Clear? Now, before root word, there would be certain prefixes. For example, primary prefix. If there is a primary prefix, cyclo, bicyclo, spiro, it would tell you about the nature of the compound, whether this compound is cyclo, whether this compound is bicyclo, like that. Clear? Now, it should be noted that for the open chain compound, there is no primary prefix. For open chain compound, there is no primary prefix. Then, before primary prefix, there is secondary prefix. Secondary prefix tell you about the name of the substituents. Actually, when we select a principal chain, now in the principal chain, whatever there is a principal chain, whatever there is the part of the organic compound which is not part of a principal chain would be taken as substituents, right? ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड में जो पार्ट प्रिंसिपल चेन का नहीं है, बाकी सारा जो बच गया है विच इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ प्रिंसिपल चेन is taken as substituents, would be taken as substituents, right? That I would be discussing with examples. Now name of the open chain hydrocarbons. What are hydrocarbons? Hydrocarbons are those organic compounds which possess only carbon and hydrogen, nothing else. अगर एक भी किसी ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड में आपको एटम ऑक्सीजन दिख जाता है, सल्फर दिख जाता है, हेलोजन, क्लोरो, ब्रोमो, आयोडो दिख जाता है, तो वो हाइड्रोकार्बन्स कैटेगरी में नहीं है. हाइड्रोकार्बन्स मीन्स द कंपाउंड विच पोजेस ओनली हाइड्रोजन एटम्स एंड कार्बन एटम्स, राइट? नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल alkanes. Alkanes are hydrocarbons because they possess only carbon and hydrogen. The general formula of alkanes is CnH2n plus 2, right? Examples of alkanes: 1 carbon, so there would be a root word meth, it is methane. Here in this alkane there are 2 carbons, so the root word would be eth, and it is primary suffix "-ane" because the compound is saturated. Now here there are 3 carbons, so the root word is "prop". Now all carbons have single bond between them, so the secondary suffix would be primary suffix would be "ane", right? Now here there are 4 carbons, so the root word would be "but". Now because all carbons have single bond, there is no double bond, that's why the primary suffix would be "ane", right? So here this ane, it is primary suffix, right? Alkenes, the organic compounds having carbon double bond carbon, means there must be at least one site where carbon double bond carbon is present, right? So alkenes are not possible with 1 carbon. Here C double bond C, CH2 double bond CH2, 2 carbons, so the root word is eth and primary suffix is "-ene". 3 carbons, here carbon single bond carbon and then carbon double bond carbon. So in this molecule there is 1 double bond site, so it would be taken as alkene, right? 3 carbons, so the root word is "prop". Because it is unsaturated, the primary suffix would be "-ene". Now here in this organic compound there are 4 carbons, so the root word is "but". Now here we need to indicate the location of this double bond. We would give number in such a manner that this double bond site gets least numbers. That's why we would be giving 1 number to this double bonded carbon and then number 2 to this double bonded carbon atom, 3, 4 like that. Clear? So it would be 1 butene. One is what one is indicating? One is indicating the location of the double bond, location of the unsaturation, right? Now here the compound is having 4 carbons, so the root word would be "but". it has unsaturation, that is multiple bond. In this case it is double bond, so the primary suffix would be "-ine". Regarding the location of this unsaturation, it is 1. 1 indicates that the double bond is in between carbon 1 and carbon 2. We won't be putting 2, we would be putting the least number, right. Now here it is 4 carbon unsaturated compound. Why it is unsaturated? Because of the multiple bond, that is double bond between this carbon and this carbon, right. Now because there are 4 carbons, so the root word is "but". Because it is unsaturated, the primary suffix is "-ine". Now regarding the location of unsaturation, we would give number like that, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here the double bond is between carbon 2 and carbon 3. So we won't be putting 3, we would be putting 2 butene, right. Now here is alkynes. Alkynes are again hydrocarbons because they are composed of only hydrogen and carbon. The general formula for alkynes is CnH2n-2. Now here the alkynes are not possible with one carbon, clear. Here is alkyne, simplest possible alkyne, 2 carbon alkyne. So the root word is H and primary suffix is "-ine". This "-ine" is primary suffix. It indicates that there is triple bond, primary suffix, which indicates triple bond. Again, for this molecule there are 3 carbons, so the root word is "prop". "-ine" is indicating that it is "-ine", it is primary suffix. It is indicating that there is triple bond, right. Then is this example, 4 carbon alkyne. So the root word is "but", right. "-ine", it is primary suffix. It is indicating triple bond in the molecule, in the compound, right. Now here we would be putting its location. We would be numbering these carbon atoms in such a manner that the unsaturated carbon, multiple bonded carbon, should get least number. We won't be numbering it like that. We won't be numbering like that, because here this unsaturated carbon would be getting 3 number and 4 number. But if we do numbering like this unsaturated carbon 1, this unsaturated carbon 2, these unsaturated carbons would be having lower numbers, right, least possible numbers. So now to indicate the location of this multiple bond, location of this unsaturation, we would using the number 1 butane, right. It is 2 butane, but is the root word "-ine", it is primary suffix, right, clear. 2 is indicating the location of this unsaturation, location of the triple bond, clear. 2 is indicating that the triple bond is in between carbon 2 and carbon 3. Naming of the open chain saturated compounds. Now here first we would be discussing about the open chain saturated compounds. These are alkanes. Rule 1, select the longest possible carbon chain with maximum number of substituents, right, clear. Now here if I select this, there would be 4 carbon in the principal chain and it would be the substituent, right. 4 carbon principal chain and 1 substituent, right. If I select the principal chain like that, right? It would be, the principal chain would be having 6 carbon with 1 substituent, plus it is substituent. 4 carbon, 1 substituent, 6 carbon, 1 substituent. So it would be the way of selecting the principal carbon chain. Select the longest possible carbon chain with maximum number of substituents. See, here the substituent is 1. Here the number of substituent is 1, case 1. It is case second, number of substituent 1, number of substituent in case second again 1. In case 1, the number of carbon in the principal chain is 4, number of carbon in the principal chain is 6. So it would be the correct way to select the principal chain, right? Now doing numbering to the principal carbon chain. If I give numbering like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My substituent is getting number 4. My substituent is getting number 4. But if I do numbering like that, my substituent is getting number 3. So the way of numbering the carbon atoms which I wrote in color green, in green color numbering way is correct. So the name of the compound would be, it is methyl, 3-methyl. It is methyl substituent, right? And the number of carbons in the principal carbon chain is 6. So the root word would be hex. Regarding primary suffix, there is no unsaturation, there is no multiple bond in the principal carbon chain. All carbons are single bonded, so it is saturated. So my primary suffix would be ane, 3-methyl hexane. It is substituent. It is root word, and it is primary suffix. I am again taking the analogy, for example, Praveen Kumar Arora, right? It is root word. My name, it is indicating my gender. In the organic compound, this primary suffix, it is primary suffix, just immediate after the my name, right? Primary suffix, it is indicating gender. In organic compounds, it indicates, this primary suffix indicates whether the compound is saturated or unsaturated, right? Then is secondary suffix. It indicates my caste, whether I am Punjabi, whether I am Brahman, like that. Clear? Rule second. If there are more than one option of selecting a principal carbon chain, then that carbon is selected which has more number of substituents, right? Clear? For example, if I select this as a principal carbon chain, there are 5 carbons plus 2 substituents, right? if I select the principal carbon chain like that, then there would be 5 carbon plus 1 substituent, right. Let it be case 1, let it be case 2nd. I think there is no any way to select a principal carbon chain with carbon 6, right. So, the maximum possible carbon in a principal chain is 5. So, the case 1 is correct. To name the compound, the case 1 where I selected the principal carbon chain of 5 carbon with 2 substituent is correct. Now, how to do numbering? Here it is meth substituent, meth, and it is eth, right. If I do the numbering like that, 1, 2, so my substituent would be getting number 2, 2, 3, 2 meth, 2 methyl and 3 ethyl, right. If I do the numbering like that, my substituent would be getting number 3 and number 4. So, the lower number to the substituents is possible if I do the numbering which I did in green fonts, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the green font numbering way is correct. So, the name of the compound, first I would be writing the substituents, right. One is meth, another one is eth. Now, in dictionary which would come first, ethyl or methyl? If you open a dictionary, you would be searching words, one is starting with E and another one is starting with M. So, we would be writing first that alphabet which comes first in dictionary, right. So, it is 3-ethyl, 2-methyl, 3-ethyl, 2-methyl, pent, 3-ethyl, it is substituent, 2-methyl, it is substituent, pent, it is root word, ane, it is primary suffix, right. So, it is the name of this organic compound. Now, here rule 3, numbering can be done from both ends of the principal carbon chain, but that numbering is correct which follows the lowest set of locant rule, right. Now, here if I select this as a principal carbon chain, right, and if I do numbering like that, clear. So, here the substituent would be at second position, 2 substituents would be at second position. So, my set of locants would be 2, 2-methyl, 2-methyl, 2, 2, right. Then my substituents are at position 6, 6, 6, 2 substituents at position 6, right. So my set of locants is 2266. 22, sorry. So my set of locants would be, see, at second position 2 substituents, 2, 2. At third position 1 substituent, 3. At sixth position 2 substituent. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 6, 6. It is my set of locants. If I do numbering from this carbon end, which I am writing with red font, my set of locants would be 2, 2, right? Then 5, then 6, 6. Now we would be comparing these two set of locants. First, I would be reading the number of green font, then red font. 2, it matches with 2 green, it matches with 2 red. 2 green, it matches with 2 red. 3, it doesn't matches with 5 red. So it is the point of difference. It is the point of difference. Here, this set of locant, it is having lower number. 3 is lower as compared to 5. So it is the correct way of numbering. So the name of my the name of this organic compound would be, first I would be writing the substituents. 2, 2-dimethyl there are 3 methyl substituents, sorry 5 methyl substituents, so I would be writing 2, 2, 3, 6, 6 pentamethyl, 7 carbon in the principal carbon chain, heptane. So this it is substituent, location of the substituents, it is hept, it is root word because there are 7 carbon in the principal chain, ane, it is primary suffix. Right. Hope you would have understand. Rule 4. The parts of the molecule which is not included in the principal carbon chain is taken as substituent. That I have discussed. The parts of the molecule which is not included, which are not included in the principal carbon chain are taken as substituents, right? And the substituents are written in alphabetical order. ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर किसी सब्स्टिट्यूएंट का लोकेशन सेकंड है और एक का थर्ड है तो आप सेकंड लोकेशन वाला सब्स्टिट्यूएंट पहले लिखें. नो नो नो, you need to write the substituent in alphabetical order, right? यहाँ पर देखिए जो प्रिंसिपल कार्बन चेन का पार्ट नहीं है, मॉलिक्यूल का जो पार्ट प्रिंसिपल कार्बन चेन का नहीं है वो सब्स्टिट्यूएंट है. ग्रुप्स विच आर ऑलवेज टेकन एज सब्स्टिट्यूएंट्स. जो कि हमेशा एज ए सब्स्टिट्यूएंट्स ही कंसीडर किए जाते हैं, दे आर नेवर इंक्लूडेड इन दी प्रिंसिपल कार्बन चेन, ऑल हेलोजेंस. इफ यू सी fluorine atom in a organic compound, it would be always a substituent. Fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo, right? NO2, nitro, ONO, it is nitrito, NH2, it is amino. This NHR, it is alkyl amino, right? NC, it is carbyl amino, that we would learn while practicing the nomenclature. You just learn that all halogens, they are always taken as substituent. If you find fluorine atom, then it would be named as fluoro. Chlorine atom is named as chloro. Bromine as bromo. Iodine as iodo. NO2, this side is named as nitro. Then ONO, it is nitrito. NH2, amino. NHR, so it is alkyl and it is amino. So alkyl amino, like that, right? NC, carbyl amino, right? Secondary, tertiary, di, tri, tetra are not included in alphabetical decision. See, in the previous slide I told you that substituents are to be written in alphabetical order, not in numbering order, right? Alphabetical order. So we need to decide which should be written first and which should be written after that. Clear? Secondary, tertiary, di, tri, tetra are not included in alphabetical decision, right? So I would number this compound. So I have given numbering to the carbons in the principal chain, right? Another possible way to give the numbering, right? So here the set of locant, the numbering which I have given in green font, the set of locant is 2, 2, 4, and the numbering which I have given in red font, the set of locant is 4, 6, 6. So here the first point of difference 2, in green font 2, in red font 4. So it is the correct way of numbering, right? So here it is methyl, 2, 2 dimethyl. So the substituents are dimethyl, 2, 2 dimethyl, then 4 ethyl, right? These are the substituents, 2, 2 dimethyl and 4 ethyl. But here we won't be considering this D while taking the alphabetical decision. We won't be considering this di. हम इस di को अपने alphabetical decision में नहीं मानेंगे. We would be considering this M and here E. So while naming the compound, we would be writing 4-ethyl 2,2-dimethyl heptane, right? These are substituents. Substituents are written as secondary prefix, hept. It is root word because there are 7 carbon in the principal chain. In the principal chain, there is only single bond between carbon atoms. So it is primary suffix. Right? Rule number 5. If everything becomes identical in the rules, then alphabetical order is followed. See. It is always taken as substituent, it is always taken as substituent, right? It is nitro and it is fluoro, right? If I do the numbering, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon in the principal chain and the set of locant is 1 and 5. If I do the numbering like that, my set of locant would again be 1 and 5. So here everything is identical. Number of carbon in the principal chain and set of locant. In green font 1, 5, in red font 1, 5. Everything is identical. Now what should be the correct way of numbering this compound? 1 fluoro or 1 nitro? Now in fluoro and nitro, this fluoro, F comes first in the dictionary. So there are two possibilities. 1 fluoro, 5 nitro, pentane. Right? Another possibility, 1 nitro, 5 fluoro, pentane. So in dictionary, this F comes first. So it is the correct way. It is the correct name, 1 fluoro, 5 nitro. And it is wrong. I hope you would have understood the concepts involved, right? Now is this compound second. It is chloro. It is always substituent bromo. It is always substituent nitro, right? The set of locant is 2, 3, 4, right? Another possibility, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the set of locant is 3. 4 and 5. So here you can see that this 2 in green 2 and in red 3. So here it is the first point of difference. As soon as we get difference, we take decision, right? That is known as first point of difference. By the first point of difference, we take decision. It is the correct way of numbering. Now naming this compound, C, B and N. In dictionary, B comes first. So we would be writing 3-bromo. Then 2-chloro, 3-bromo, bromo, 2 chloro, 4 nitro, hexane. So it is the correct name, right? I am writing it fairly. 3 bromo, 2 chloro, 4 nitro, hexane. Now example 3. So here the set of locants would be 1. At 1 there is fluoro, 4, 5, 5. It is the set of locants. Now another possible way to number the carbons of principal chain, it is 2, 2. At second position there is bromo, bromo. So it is 2, 2, 3, 6. So it is the correct way of numbering the principal carbon chain. So it would be 1 fluoro, it is fluoro, it is bromo, it is again bromo. Now in dictionary which comes first, B or F? It is B. So I would be writing, and it is nitro. So I would be writing 5,5 dibromo. Here I have not taken this D while taking the alphabetical decision, because secondary, tertiary, di, tri, tetra, that these are not included in alphabetical decision. I have considered this B only for alphabetical decision. 5,5 dibromo, 1 fluoro, 4 nitro, hexane. So here is the another example. So in this lecture I have discussed 5 rules to name the organic compounds, right? I hope you have understand the concepts involved in naming such compounds. अगर आपको लगता है कि ये वीडियो कंट्रीब्यूटरी रहा आपकी नॉलेज को इन्हांस करने में, आपके कंसेप्ट्स को और ज़्यादा क्लैरिटी देने में, प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल एंड प्रेस द बेल आइकन, जिससे आपको जो मेरे अगले लेक्चर्स मैं पब्लिश करता हूँ यूट्यूब पे, तो उसका नोटिफिकेशन आपको मिल जाए. थैंक यू. ऑल द बेस्ट.